Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel. My name is Mike. In somewhat of a surprise, Mike Munchak and the Tennessee Titans parted ways yesterday. Munchak, 3 years at the helm of the Titans, 22 and 26 in those 3 years. But it's important to remember with Munchak, there's a bigger picture here. He was a part of the organization for 31 years as a player, as an assistant coach, and obviously as the head coach the last 3 seasons. He took over for Jeff Fisher in 2011, and Rustin Webster, who was the son-in-law of the late Bud Adams, has taken control of this team since Bud Adams' death in October, and it's being reported that he basically wanted Munchak to fire some of his coaches, who also happen to be very close friends of his, and also not give Munchak an extension past next year. And to be honest with you, if those parameters are true, I gotta give Mike Munchak a lot of credit, because there's a lot of guys that would have sold their soul, fired their friends, kept their job, and tried to win it for one more year, with a new staff. And Munchak stuck to his guns, didn't want to fire, his friends, his coaches, whatever you want to term it. Okay. And look, if you're not going to extend a guy when he's going on the last year of his contract, that's showing no faith in the vision that guy has. And I don't blame Munchak for essentially, again, what they're reporting is that he basically fired himself. I can't blame him there. I don't think Munchak is the greatest coach in the world or was the greatest coach in the world. I think his teams were the definition of average. I mean, if you look, there were 3-20 in his career against teams that had winning records. They were always between that 7 and 9, area there, right in the middle, right in the middle of the pack, essentially. But on the flip side, he was developing a quarterback the entire time he was there. The quarterback position was very unstable due to the injuries that Jake Locker has faced, and also the overall development of Locker. They did start 3-1 this season, and things did look promising, but there was a span that they lost 8 of 10 games. And again, a large part was due to the fact that Locker was playing in the beginning of the year. He was playing pretty consistently, and all of a sudden he has his injury problems during spurts of this season, and everything kind of snowballed on them. But they still managed to finish 7-9 with playing a backup quarterback the majority of the season and having an overall very young roster. And he did develop some very nice players there. Let's not forget that. Whether it's Michael Ruse, the tackle, Jarrell Casey, the defensive tackle, Jarrell Casey, the offensive tackle, Michael Ruse. They made some moves to bolster that offensive line as well. That defense is young, athletic, and fast. Alteron Werner, another guy featured on that Titans defense that is really turning into a star in the NFL. I would have liked to see Munchak get one more season. I think when you develop a program, you bring a guy in, you have him for 3 years. Usually, if you give him that 4th year, I think that's when you start to see, if you're going to see, a turnaround as far as wins and losses go. I'm a big advocate of giving guys at least 4 years. But again, Munchak had the 4th year if he wanted it. But it meant not being extended and being a lame duck coach. And it also meant basically firing several members of his staff, something he wasn't willing to do. So, I certainly see Munchak's side of it. If I was the Titans organization, I think I would have took a little bit of a different tactic here. Again, not because Mike Munchak is the greatest head coach in the world, but because, I really think, who are you going to get in there next year that's really going to do that much better of a job with the roster you have than Munchak? Let him cultivate these young guys for another year. They're used to how he does things. He was bringing them along. I think, average. I think he was doing an average job there. Why not just see one more year and take a run at it? Doesn't make too much sense for me, to really wrap my head around what the Titans organization was thinking here from the perspective, again, like I said, continuity. Let's see if we can get more out of these guys in year 4. And let's give Munchak the opportunity to be with Locker one more year. See if Locker can stay fully healthy. Maybe we win those 2 or 3 close games every year that we normally lose. But, hey, nevertheless, Munchak fired. He'll find another job, probably as an offensive line coach at this point. But good coach. He'll find another job. Again, as a line coach, he was a legendary player. Knows his stuff. Guys, let me know what you thought of this firing of Mike Munchak. Hit me up in the comments. Hit me up on Twitter at SNewsAnalysis. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. I preview and recap every playoff game. doing a lot of NFL draft and off-season stuff. So be sure to check out all my videos, guys. Over 900 of them here on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe. Thanks for listening. Have a great night.